welcome to In This Corner. I'm James Smith. When we think about the island of Jamaica, what comes to mind? Tropical paradise, reggae music, Rastafarian laid-back lifestyle? Well, something else came out of Jamaica in the form of a body snatcher. Our guest today, boxing Hall of Famer and former 3-division champion, Mike McCallum. Mike McCallum was considered one of the finest and most feared fighters in the world for about a decade, beginning in 1984 when he captured his first of 3-division world championships. Despite all of his accomplishments, he is one of the most underappreciated champions of his time. He has a career record of 49-5-1 with 36 knockouts. One of those KOs against Donald Curry is considered the stuff of legends. Mike shares with us his early years growing up and beginning his boxing roots in Jamaica and then transplanting to the United States for his professional boxing career. Mike talks about many of his great in-ring battles and shares his opinions as to why he was so avoided by so many other legends of his time. Then it's time for a demonstration in pugilistic body snatching as we climb inside the squared circle with the man known as the Body Snatcher. That's all coming up with Mike McCallum on In This Corner. Mike McCallum was born and bred in Kingston, Jamaica. There he became a world-class amateur champion. But to become a professional world champion, McCallum knew that he would eventually have to switch his fighting base to the United States. Well, first off, let's welcome the body snatcher, Mike McCallum, to In This Corner. Welcome, Mike.
Very happy to be here.
Well, let's get this out of the way. Where did this come from, the moniker, the nickname, one of the greats, I think, in the sport, the Body Snatcher? Who coined that for you?
Well, it's Billy Hearns, Thomas' younger brother, Thomas Hearns' younger brother. I happened to spend some time in Detroit during my early career, and my vicious punches to the body. I heard a young guy say, that guy be the Body Snatcher. The Body Snatcher. The Body Snatcher. From there on, it sticked on me.
And you came from, what, Kingston, Jamaica, the site of the George Foreman taking the title from Joe Frazier, the famous thing, down goes Frazier.
Down goes Frazier.
One more time, down goes Frazier.
Down goes Frazier.
There were 3 times. Tell us about Kingston, Jamaica.
Well, Kingston, Jamaica, well, Jamaica itself is a beautiful country. But of course, Montego Bay and Ocho Rios is more like for the tourists. So Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica, well, it's a quiet, nice, nice neighborhood. You have a little roughness at certain parts of Kingston. A mixture of everything. I had a good life because, like I say, I was just 10 years older than I was the only youngest kid. So I was pampered, spoiled. Whatever I want, I get. My mom was trying to give me stuff. My father, they're in a competition like for me, So I had a great time.
So you're the pampered youngster in Jamaica. What about your introduction into the sport of boxing? When and how did that take place?
Well, it's ironic because I had a fight with my cousin over a knife, a ratchet knife at the time. They call it ratchet knife, a knife. He had this knife and he was walking around and flashing the knife and showing off with the knife. So I asked him, let me see the knife. And he showed me the knife. And I tried to run off with the knife. And he ran after me and caught me. And he hit me upside my head a couple of times and take by the knife. So, of course, I was mad because I was embarrassed. And then from my peers and friends, So we had a little fight. Those days, it would be Sonny Liston and Muhammad Ali, and we make a little ring, and we start, boxing.
So that was your introduction to the sport?
Not knowing, but like they say, prompt. He would be prompting, So I hit him with a good jab in the right hand, and one of the guys in the neighborhood used to box, ironically, and he said, "Did you see that 1-2?" I don't know what he's talking about 1-2. That's a natural 1-2. He said to me, "Son, you got to box." I said, "Box? What is that?" You got to come do boxing. So in the neighborhood, they had a little backyard gym. So they take me over there, and I went over there, and I started to learn how to box. And 3 months later, I become the champion, the national champion in Jamaica, all-island champion, national champion. I won that and never looked back since.
Well, it certainly looked like you would become a great pro because you had a great amateur career, which included something like 240 wins, 10 losses, a number of national championships, and a berth in the Olympics.
Yeah, well, I was very fortunate because Jamaica had a championship in Miami. It was called the Florida and the Caribbean Championship, amateur championships. And we would fight in Florida for the Golden Gloves, the National Golden Gloves. We compete in Florida, Florida's National Golden Gloves Championship. And I actually won that championship. So people was kind of surprised that I won because I'm a foreigner, guy from the island, never won before. I was the first guy that won from the island. And I went to the National Golden Gloves. And I won again. So wait a minute. This guy won the Florida Caribbean Championship, National AAU, Golden Gloves, and come back over there and won. And I went to National AAU and won. So it was never unheard of.
Did you already have that tremendous power even during your amateur career?
As far back as I can remember, they had an amateur boxing show. And I hit this guy, I forgot his name, but I hit him with the right hand. And he stand there, and he just stand there with his hands, he drop his hands, and he stand there like this. But inexperienced, I didn't know how to finish him. And I came out of the ring and I said to Kid Teely, the trainer, I said, I hit the guy and he just stand there. And, I couldn't understand why he just stand there like that. He dropped his hands. I didn't know what to do. He said, you should finish him. I said, finish him? What do you mean finish him? You should go for the kill, get him out of there. I said, oh, that's what you mean, okay. Well, from that day until the time I finished fighting, whenever I hit the guy and he give me any kind of sign that he want to get out of there, I get him out of there.
Yeah, much to the demise of 36 of your opponents, you learned how to finish guys.
Correct.
Mike McCallum turned pro in 1981 at the age of 24, we think. 21 fights and 3 years later, on October the 19th, 1984, he would win his first world championship, capturing the WBA Light Middleweight crown. He would go on to lay claim to world titles in 2 more weight divisions en route to his rightful place in the Boxing Hall of Fame. Well, you certainly had a great start to your career. You're 21-0, and 3 years into your career, you're going to be under the bright lights at Madison Square Garden to take on Sean Mannion, the tough Irishman, for your first world title. Tell us about that experience. And going into that fight, were you confident that you would win your first world championship?
When I fought that championship fight in New York City, first of all, it was a beautiful time. It was a sad time for me, too, because that same girlfriend I told you I had, even lately, she had a child for me, And 3 months prior to the championship fight, she died.
How did she die?
Well, she had open heart surgery, and she couldn't make it,
How old was she at the time?
25.
And that was 3 months before going into your first world championship.
And
that had to be a very difficult experience.
Man, and she always wanted for me to fight, see me fight the championship. You're going to make it, Mikey. She's going to call Mikey. Mikey, you're going to be all right, Mikey. Mikey, you're going to make it, Mikey. Don't worry, Mikey. So, it was sad, but also joy, too, because I won the championship. I fought Sean Mannion, 50 rounds, and I won 50 rounds of boxing. So I was the new champion. But after that, I remember that, she's not here to celebrate with me. And, I've been with her a long, long time, and we've been through a lot. And I just wanted to win the championship, she could be around me.
Did winning the championship change you as a person?
No, if you know Mike McCallum, was always a quiet, like you said, laid back, quiet guy, easygoing. But I was very confident. And I just know that in life, nothing come easy. Nothing good come easy. And you have to work for everything. And once I get my priorities straight, I know, Mike, this is it. This is your time. You see, when I fight, 2 or 3 months before the fight, I'm preparing. As soon as I hear about the fight, the contract is signed and all that, or Mike and me fight this guy, I start zooming on what I got to do. My wife now, you said to me, because I've been with her about 15 years, she said, "You crazy. What's wrong with you? The fight is 2 months away. What's wrong?" No, baby, the fight is 2 months away, but I start my fighting now. Because I can't lose. I don't know how to lose, as I said again, and I have to win by all means necessary.
And there's a difference, isn't there, between confidence, supreme confidence, and being overly confident or cocky?
Oh, yeah. But most fighters, most champions are cocky. They have to be cocky or brash or very determined. I have a little to hear about them, because that's what made them win. That's what cut above the rest. That's what make you win championship. That's what separate the championship from the contenders.
When does it go too far? When you yourself don't come in supremely prepared for battle?
When you don't take what you're doing, your job seriously. When you start slack and you take things for granted. You take your eye off the prize. I never do that. It means too much for me to win. I don't want to lose. I don't know how to lose. These are the things I keep telling myself over and over again. And at times when I do things out of the ordinary, like you go back to yourself and you, come on, Mike, come on, you can't do this, Mike. You got to keep it going. So I motivated myself and I talk to myself, reason with yourself. I used to do that a lot.
Do you think that in some ways you're underappreciated because you didn't have those fights with those other stars of the 80s, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Marvelous Marvin Hagler?
If you're a fighter and you're a champion of the world, you're supposed to fight the best of the world of your time. And then you can see you're the best fighter pound for pound. A lot of these guys today, they're the best fighter pound for pound. And they're still running from fighters, ducking fighters. No, if you're the best pound for pound fighter, you're supposed to fight the best in your weight class of your time. Somehow I didn't think I'd get that chance.
Your 5 losses were all to former world champions, never were stopped during your career, and you were great over the real championship distance of 15 rounds. What are you most proud about your career?
Well, I've never been knocked out. I was a fighter that fight 3 minutes a round. Most guys don't do that today. I have achieved 3 championships. I've given it my all as a fighter. I've trained viciously, diligently, and I've taken my craft to a limit. I've taken my sport of boxing very, very serious. And of course, at the end, I got the Hall of Fame, both in Calistoria and in California. I had a good time, and I think when I look back now, oh yeah, I had a good time. I'm very happy with my performance and my achievements.
Well, you did all of those things, and you had a remarkable career, even without Leonard, Hearns, Duran, and Hagler, and you rightfully have your place in the Boxing Hall of Fame, and it's been our privilege to have you on In This Corner. Thanks, Mike.
Privileged to be here. Thank you very much.
Can't mess with the body snatcher. I can't get to his body, and I don't want him to get to mine. All right, steal me. Oh, there you go.
Oh, you getting that?
Good. Like most Jamaicans, Mike McCallum is a laid-back kind of guy in life, but inside the ring, he specialized in laying guys out. He was truly a complete ring technician, the consummate boxer-puncher. In This Corner goes inside the ring for a lesson in body snatching with Mike McCallum. You know, I think one of the greatest compliments I can think of was bestowed upon you by Emanuel Steward on our program when I asked him the question, who is the most complete, the best all-around fighter you ever worked with? He didn't say Helmer Kenty, he didn't say Milt McCrory, he didn't say Thomas Hearns, he didn't say Lennox Lewis. He said the body snatcher, Mike McCallum, was the best all-around fighter. Now, let's talk about some of those skills that made you an all-around fighter. One of the things that you did so superbly inside the ring was hit and not get hit. Correct. Tell us about that.
Well, my motto was, you're not supposed to touch me. Don't put a hand on me. Try to touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't want you to touch me. Now, like I say again, you gotta be, the thing is to hit and not being hit. So what I would do when I'm fighting is to steal you. Stealing me, like you're here, I'm waiting to the body. Steal it. You understand me? Steal it. These guys don't know nothing but stealing. Everything is brute force. Loading up and stuff.
Nothing up here.
Right. So you gotta touch. Make openings. Then you let the bomb go.
Create openings.
Right.
And how do you do that at the same time and not get hit?
Okay, that's it now. When I'm gonna jab you, like I said, when I jab you, I see how you react to my jab. If I jab you here, how you catch your jab, you drop your hand, how you react to the jab. When you jab, what you do after you jab. Now some guy, that's what I'm doing here. I'm dropping my right hand. I'm dropping left hand. I'll give you something, you jab slowly. And I do this and I hit you to the body. Most guys don't do that. They can't do that.
Still hurt, Mike. Hey, let's talk about that. That's perfect lead-in into what you were known for. Let's talk about body snatching.
The body punches is unique because it also breaks your opponent down. If you're going over duration of distance, like 12 rounds, hit this guy to his body, you take no steam out of him. You got to take some steam out of him, especially when I was older. Most of my opponents was younger. You're old man, you can't fight these young boys toe-to-toe or trade punches.
Should that start in round one of a fight to a guy's body?
Well, naturally, because you're pro for weaknesses. Once you start your fight, you're pro for weaknesses and strength. That's how I used to do it. Okay, a guy may be good at the jab, a nice right hand. So you're pro for, good jab, you catch. These guys don't catch jabs today.
Right.
These guys don't move their head. Everything all about strength, brute force. Nothing movements, no movements at all. You got to move the head and touch it. Quick right hand sometimes. Feint, we'll call the jab right hand. Stuff like that. Jab down, jab up.
Right.
Jab up, jab down. Feint. These guys don't do that.
How did you get in position to throw your devastating left hook to the body?
The jab. You work the jab. Work the jab. Jab, right hand, hook to the body. To the body.
Did you throw more than just, did you punch with the right hand to the body as well?
Yeah. Still. See? Jab. Still.
Steal it.
Yeah. But these guys, they don't steal. Everything is to the head. And they come in like vicious to the head. Everything is hard. You take the guy off, but this is smallest.
A lot more to hit here.
In This Corner's original hard-hitting music was delivered by Face Down.
Mike McCallum dropped a pair of 12-round decisions to James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. in his two final professional fights. McCallum held his own despite being well past his prime. But when he was in his prime, he was dodged by many and feared by all. Somehow he got a little lost with all the great names of the 80s like Leonard, Duran, Hagler, and Hearns. But just ask any of them or anyone else who truly knows boxing, Mike McCallum was a Jamaican force to be reckoned with. In this corner wants to thank the body snatcher Mike McCallum for joining us. Take us through, illustrate to us that knockout of Donald Curry. I'll be a shorter version of Donald.
Why are you doing this to Don? All right.
You did it to him. I didn't do it to him.
Yeah, right again. Boom. Boom.
Pretty much all
But
two motions.
to coming together, you just right hand. You go throw the right hand slowly. Stop. But like that. See? Right.